to work yesterday evening for the session which I was taking in Zenith. So I disturbed our Anil Prabhu from my home Vihanga. Immediately I asked him to get a projector from my home Krishi to Zenith. So a lot of halabu happened yesterday. So anyway, Krishna was testing in that way. So what is today's topic? Does he exist?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
100%? Lock kar दें? Yes. Before we start the topic, I wanted to share a story. On does God exist? There was a village where one village heads, couple of village heads, they wanted to invite a sadhu who was there in Himalaya to give a talk on does God exist. So with lot of planning, with lot of deliberations happening between him and the village heads, finally sadhu accepted to come. So once sadhu came and he asked all the village people that so the right, event organization, how much tough it is to bring all people together. I mean, in our WhatsApp group we are having around 200 members, 180 or 170, no, not 240 I think. Around 240 members are there in WhatsApp group. They willingly they joined, but for session no one is there. So and what about Sanjay Prabhu, Sunil Prabhu, Harshal Prabhu? There are a lot of other devotees who are struggling hard to get this session conducted. They are the residents staying here. So why I am saying this is how tough it is for conducting an event. So like that, having the entire village people to be gathered at a single place, how tough it is for the village heads. So they gathered and the sadhu came. And he was asked to give a speech on does God exist. Then sadhu opened his mouth and he asked all the village people, does God exist? Then village people said that, yes, God exists. Then if you already know God exists, then what is there to talk? He left. We all know that God exists. So what is there for me to talk? He left. So then village heads were disappointed. So after again 1 to 2 months of deliberation, again they try to ensure that the sadhu is talking something. So after 1 or 2 months gap, again they organize the event. All the village people gathered together, and sadhu came and he asked, "Does God exist?" All the village people in unison they said that God doesn't exist. Then sadhu told, "Who are not having a minimum faith of God exists, what can I speak to them? They will not understand." So now village had a great headache. Again after 2 months they planned properly. And again after 2 months they invited the sadhu. And sadhu came. And he asked again, does God exist? Half of the people said God exists, and half of the people said God doesn't exist. Then he told, who knows God exists, tell them that how God exists. So like that he left. So anyway, my intention is not to leave from there, and I am no more a sadhu, I am not a sadhu also. Just I am trying to repeat what my Shiksha Guru told. So what I learned from my God brothers, I am just trying to repeat. So is the topic, does God exist, relevant in today's day? What is your opinion? Does God exist? Is this topic relevant in today's day and time? Do we have faith in God? I think you have at least a minimum faith in the God. That's the reason why at least you are coming. Anyhow, if no faith is there, anyhow people will not come. And at least some faith is there. That's the reason why they joined in the group, right? Actually, in the group though there are 240 members. No one has forced them to join the group. They have voluntarily joined the group. And so why they are joined? At least some minimum faith is there. But do we have that faith? Why that faith is? When we attend these kind of sessions, do you feel it improves our faith?
Yeah.
No, at least you tell me one thing. You say that we are having a faith, but is that faith enough?
No.
Is that faith enough? Why? I repeat the question. I think all of you who are attending this session currently, you are having at least some faith on God, and you are attending these sessions. Is that faith enough?
No.
Why?
Because See, we know that God is there. This has been inculcated into us right from the childhood. But still, there are a lot of things which we don't know. And the reason I have joined this session is probably, I don't have that knowledge. And when I get together with the group who has some additional knowledge than what I have, I will gain some more knowledge and I'll move a little more closer to God. So that's my intention, and that's why I'm joining.
Very nice answer, Mother. Thank you. Anyone else? Hare Krishna Boli. So,
I think yesterday I was taking this session on workshop on Ganesha making
okay.
for the kids. Some parents were also there. So I asked this question: why are we celebrating?
Yeah, wonderful.
So,
What?
nobody had the clue to why.
Why are they celebrating? Actually, mostly, no offense intended. Anyhow, in some or the other way, they are coming. That's great, actually. But we need to know the significance.
But the logic and the reason, because if we explain that to our children, then they will have much more knowledge and connectedness to what we are doing.
That's right.
Whatever.
Yes.
Whatever.
Actually, the spirituality, right, Prabhuji and Mataji, we can make spirituality as an entertainment also. Can you give an example how spirituality can be made as an entertainment also? See, outside entertainment, anyhow, we know what kind of entertainment it is. And spirituality also we can make as an entertainment. Recently, Janmashtami celebrations, we went to aliens, they invited us, and some of them. So, no one was in there, they are busy, they wanted to pot hitting, all were enjoying. Kirtan, they were enjoying. Some talk, just they are not interested in talk. So we didn't spend much, 10 minutes something we have spoken and came back. But give examples from your end how spirituality can be entertainment.
So then again
yes, please.
In this busy life, at times people are socially deprived.
Yes.
So when they think that they join a group like this, they will get to meet people, and in their subconscious mind they'll also think, okay, we are doing something good because this is related to God and we are attending a session related to God. But at the end of the day, they might not just take the learnings along with them. They will just make it a socialization kind of a meet people, be a part of it, feel contented that okay, I attended something religious and go back home. So that might also be one of the reasons.
Yeah, and you are valid, but my question was more like how spirituality can be entertainment is. I can give few examples. We conduct Ganesha celebrations or Janmashtami celebrations. Coming there to celebrations. You got a wonderful jewelry. ये एखन नीचे తీసుకొచ్చావు कहाँ से रे अच्छा गोल्ड पहन के आए कहाँ कौन सा मालाबार में लाया क्या इसमें लाया क्या वाह మీరు वाट यू आर नॉट क्या वो आप पुरुष नहीं महापुरुष हैं साहब इतना बड़ा कार्यक्रम आप किए अंदर तो ही विल फीलिंग वेरी हैप्पी ये तो मेरा धर्म था बट अंदर ही विल बी फीलिंग दैट पीपल आर रिकॉग्नाइजिंग मी एज आई एम डूइंग इट. So some people are having that attention seeking, so that doesn't help us in moving towards spirituality or interest towards spirituality. And one more example what I can quote is, for my sessions, 80 people, 80 or 100 people come to attend my session, and one more devotee might say, I am getting 100 people. How many you are getting? You are getting only 10 people to attend your session. That's also a kind of we are. It is stopping or it is hindering your spiritual progress. Even if 5 people are there, if you are able to convey the point, how you convey with 100 people, that's how it depends. A lot of things are there, how we can make spiritual entertainment. Anyway, the topic is something else, but we need to understand that we need to even know whatever the prayers we make, who is receiving it. We need to know about that person, right? किसी को भी प्रेयर्स करते हो अपन किसी को भी हाथ जोड़ के कुछ प्रेयर करते हो, लेकिन वी शुड नो अबाउट ए पर्सनालिटी फॉर whom we are praying also. That is also one reason why we should know about does God exist. And without having a firm faith on God, we cannot move towards our goal. Firm faith. How many of you been to US here? Can you lift your hands? US, that's right. California? California. Very nice. In California, there are some trees called redwood trees. Redwood trees, they are very thin in nature. Very thin. It's not like a banyan tree, like fat and bulky trees. There are redwood trees in California which are there at some closed location. There are hundreds of them, and they have been surviving the times or the nature for almost 3,000 to 4,000 years. Have you ever seen any plant surviving for 3,000 to 4,000 years? I have seen one in Vrindavan where from the tree from where Krishna jumped onto the Kaliya, the tree is still there. That's the only tree what I have seen which is almost 4,000 to 5,000 years old. But have you ever seen any tree at least 100 years old? 1,000 years old? I am talking about 3,000 to 4,000 years old. So these trees in California called redwood trees have survived the testing times of nature for almost 3,000 to 4,000 years. How could they survive? Can you please guess? Can you please guess? How could, right? When kitna calamities aata hai, kitna rehta hai, I mean, it's very difficult, right? When surviving for 3,000 to 4,000 years is not a joke. How could they survive? Huh? Deeply rooted. Okay, deeply rooted. One reason. And anything else?
Adaptability.
Huh?
Flexible, adaptability.
Adaptability. Okay. Anything else? I'm looking. After I give the answer, you will understand what specific answer I have given. Any other guesses? I'm not saying your answers are wrong, but there is another valid or one more logical answer is there. Anything else? By the way, they are not deep rooted. They are not having a long roots. They are having, though they are very tall, but the roots are not that big. By the way, they are not deep rooted. What else can be the reason they could sustain for 3,000 to 4,000 years? Strong. वो strong है, बहुत पतले हैं. Trees बहुत पतले हैं. आप इनके banyan tree की तरह मोटा नहीं है, बहुत पतला है.
Somehow human adaptation didn't go there.
Adaptation. Okay.
Somehow human adaptation.
Humans didn't go there.
Humans didn't go there. Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's also valid answer. One of the valid answers I can say. Anyway, since I'm not getting the answer what I want, but let me give the answer and tell me whether it is valid or not. They could sustain for 3,000 to 4,000 years because whatever the roots those trees were having, they were interconnected to each other. They were interconnected to each other. Even externally, whatever the forces are coming, they were interconnected to each other. So why I have taken this example is foundation. Foundation. They were interconnected. If they are not interconnected, it was easy to fall down. Even without human beings, what are the nature, of their tornadoes kind of thing. You see a lot of things in US, right? So they could sustain only since they had a strong foundation. Has anyone here gone to Lanco Hills? Lanco Hills, right? Yeah. We went to see a flat in Lanco Hills way back in 2010. 2010, we were thinking of taking a flat in Lanco Hills in 2010. But right now we are staying in Green Grace apartment in Khajaguda, where my flat size is 2,260 SFT. But even though it is 2,260 SFT, the flat looks very big, and area-wise it looks very big. Now, I went to Lanco Hills, myself and my wife, and they said that this flat is 3,000 SFT, but we were not getting a feel that it was 3,000 SFT. It was looking very clumsy actually. It was looking very, though नाम के पास थे वो तो 3,500 बोल रहे थे, लेकिन दिखने के लिए तो बहुत एरिया कम लग रहा था. Then why you are saying 3,000, but I'm seeing this area is very small, but I have seen another flat 2,260, but area is looking very big. Then when we analyzed further digging, they told that since it's a 30-floored apartment, I think almost 30-floored apartment it is. 30-floored apartments, that foundation has to be very fat. The pillars, right, from the ground floor to the 30th floor, the pillars have to be flat. So in this 3,000 SFT area, the pillars itself, they are occupying more space. Okay, so for having a building sustain, the foundation is very, very important. So why I am quoting these examples is, for even a materialistic things, the foundation is this much important. How about spiritual life? Foundation बहुत strong होना चाहिए, rock solid strong होना चाहिए. Foundation, spirituality में. Prabhuji, the last session, I think, I forgot your name, Prabhuji. Animesh. Ramesh. Okay. Ramesh Prabhu asked Prabhuji, that was a nice session, how I can progress, is there anything I can do right now? He was, I told him, Prabhuji, to start with, please chant. First you please chant. I will tell the reason, what is the logical reason or scientific reason why we need to chant. I will come to that point later, but for now, please try to chant without any disturbances. If possible, rise early in the morning, do chant. I will explain the reason afterwards. That's what I told for now. And I'm glad that he's here. Okay. Anyway, so why I'm saying is, in spiritual life, this foundation is very important. Anyhow, despite we having a faith on God, but are we having a rock solid faith on God? That's the rock solid faith we need to build on God. One Mataji also asked, what's your good name, Mataji? Asta Mataji asked last time, wonderful question. I don't, rituals and all, little bit, something. So I told what? But if we understand why we are doing rituals, actually we love doing rituals. Any ritual we are doing with spirit is spiritual. Okay, that we'll come to, but for her also we answered what it is. A, B, C, D we told, right? So we'll come to that point. But we need to understand that without having a complete confirmation on God, we can't progress in spiritual life. And this topic is filled with faith, and how many, we need to understand that this questioning is very important. That does God exist? Because sometimes, faith, have you ever faced in your life how it feels when a faith is broken? Leave about God aside. Among our own society, if someone breaks your faith, how does it feel? How does it feel when someone breaks a faith? मैंने उस लड़की को इतना प्यार किया, लेकिन उसने मेरा फेथ ब्रेक किया, इसलिए मैं पीऊँगा, मैं काटूँगा, मैं ये करूँगा, मैं वो करूँगा, and all. I'm not only talking about lovers. Anyway, in any relation, sometimes a father with son, I believed you this much, and you have simply broken my faith. Right? How it feels when have you faced anything like that? Faith getting broken in your relations, right? So it's the same way. In US there was the bishop who was all his life propagating the knowledge of the God. But one day, in the street fights, one shooter shooted, not intentionally, between the street fighters, that gun shoot came and hit his 2-year-old kid, and he died on the spot. And for all his life, 35 years, he has been doing only propagating the knowledge of Jesus Christ or Bible or the knowledge of the God he was trying to propagate. But he faced that. After that, he has written a book. Do we need to believe in God or not? And it was a bestseller, by the way. It was a bestseller. So sometimes, that faith breaks, it is very thing. So we need to have faith, strong faith. Why I am giving this example is, if we have strong faith, whatever happens, you link with our faith. Okay. Now, and sometimes we feel that we believe in God, but we actually don't believe. It's just a formality. Every Sunday I go to temple. For example, my mom used to say when I was a child, Prati Shanivaram, Anjaneya only, don't go to any other temple, go to Anjaneya Swami temple only. Every Saturday you need to go to Anjaneya Swami temple only. When if I ask my mom, Amma, ఎందుకు వెళ్ళాలి అక్కడికి అంటే ఆంజనేయ స్వామి గుడికి ఎందుకు వెళ్ళాలి, ఎందుకు షార్ట్ డేనే ఎందుకు వెళ్ళాలి, వై వీ షుడ్ గో టు ఓన్లీ హనుమాన్జీ టెంపుల్ అండ్ వై ఓన్లీ ఆన్ సాటర్డే? ఇట్ ఈస్ గుడ్, దట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్. అది మంచిది, ఇట్ ఈస్ గుడ్, దట్స్ వై యూ గో, బట్ దర్ ఇస్ నో లాజికల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ గివెన్. ఓకే, సో నౌ వీ ట్రై టు బిల్డ్ ఆన్ దట్. నౌ so many of us, we feel there is no God, now worrying life in Telugu, unnadi okate jindagi, enjoy jai. That's the logic what the current youth or generation is doing. And why I don't like God or religion? Because if I do party, that is not good. If I hang out with some friend, you are going in a bad association, you should not go. Like these restrictions parents give, right? That's what I like either illegal, it sounds like illegal, immoral, fattening, expensive or impossible kind of thing. Parents or elders code, that's the reason why I don't like God or religion. That's what people say. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. And acting like a devotee is not a big deal, right? Do you feel acting like a devotee is a big deal? See, 200 rupees dhoti, 150 rupees kurta, 50 rupees kandava, 20 rupees tilak, 420. 420 guy is sitting here. You know only for this 1.5 hour to 2 hours you know about me. But मैं अपने पत्नी को अपने बच्चे को कितना मारता हूँ, you don't know it. You don't know it. What hell I do in my house, you don't know. I can act in front of you like a devotee. Right? So acting like a devotee is not a big deal. It actually, when you know this, when you have this faith, and when you have a rock solid faith on God, then the main relation is between you and God. It's not nothing else. There's no need to prove anyone. God and you only, if you are able to connect that path, that is enough. So we need to understand that, and we need to even see, were we forced to accept the gods? What do you think? बच्चों सभी लोग हाथ जोड़ो, अब मेरे साथ कहो. Have you heard this kind of dialogue in your childhood? Yes sir. हाँ? Actual dialogue याद नहीं आ रहा है. बच्चों, ये पहला dialogue मालूम है. बच्चों सभी लोग हाथ जोड़ो, मैं जो कहता हूँ वो कहो. But either we don't ask, क्योंकि उसके बाद प्रसाद मिलता है ना, इसलिए ज़्यादा प्रश्न नहीं करने का. प्रसाद पर चाहिए. Unnecessary we should not question. So do you agree that we were forced to accept God? At least in some cases? Yes or no? Yes? Please, Prabhuji, it's not a one-side batting. As I said, kindly be proactive in answering, such that we are going in a good state. Okay? So we need to understand, did we really believe in the existence of God? So we were not forced to accept for some of them they were forced to accept the God. Like me, what are the example? Only from our parents we were not able to get the logical answers. Logical answers we didn't used to get it. Okay. Now, were our questions answered? Like here, no. Let me show a video. I just wanted to. I think this character you might be loving it. I think most of the kids have seen this, I believe. Yeah. Who is this? Any idea? Yes. Who was it? Yes, you are right, Mataji. You are right. Just listen to their conversation.
Faith means believing in something you can't know for sure is real. And right now, I am struggling with that.
So you don't believe in God anymore?
That isn't something for you to worry about. I need to figure this out myself.
Can I help? Maybe I can provide a fresh perspective.
I don't think so, baby.
Did you know that if gravity were slightly more powerful, the universe would collapse into a ball?
I did know.
Also, if gravity were slightly less powerful, the universe would fly apart and there would be no stars or planets.
Where are you going with this, Sheldon?
It's just that gravity is precisely as strong as it needs to be. And if the ratio of the electromagnetic force to the strong force wasn't 1%, life wouldn't exist. What are the odds that would happen all by itself?
Why are you trying to convince me to believe in God?
But the precision of the universe at least makes it logical to conclude there's a creator.
Maybe I appreciate what you're trying to do. But logic is here. And my problem isn't here.
Well, there are 5 billion people on this planet and you're the perfect mom for me. What are the odds of that?
So, this is how the communication happens, and sometimes we don't have proper answers also. So, it's the same thing, when we are forced to accept. But are these children, sorry, no, that's okay. So, we were when we say this kind of discussion generally happen, and parents, most of the parents, they don't have answer. Luckily, kids are not asking, but most of the parents don't have answers. If they ask, there are no proper scriptural answers. They might build their own answers and tell it, but there are no proper answers to be given. So we need to understand that when this kind of another modern teaching say that we led them to their own conclusion. Even in the schools, they are not encouraged. And the teachers, especially in the Western world, they encourage kids to know God by themselves. What are the faith they are developing? Let them develop by their own. That is the system. Usually it is followed in US. Yes or no? They are not even given. And if we bring these topics in schools, they are called secular. What is wrong in bringing Bhagavad Gita? You teach Quran also, no? I am not having any problem. You teach Bible also. I don't have any issue. But earlier, before the system, 60 to 70 years back, only, as I said, CBSE, ICSE syllabus were involved. But before that, how the system used to be, any idea? Prior to 1950, how the education system was? Gurukul. How they used to teach in Gurukul? Any idea? High level. First, they used to teach kids about the spiritual aspect. First topic was to discuss about God, how to love God, how to perform the devotional service, and then later they used to give knowledge on their skills. In which skill you are holding, which skill is better for you. That's how it used to be in Gurukul. Do you know that? मालूम है या नहीं? गुरुकुल में ऐसे ही होता था. 60 to 70 years पहले के बाद and उससे पहले, all the times Gurukul. First was improving the preparation. First was the knowledge of God used to be provided in the Gurukul. Next, they used to develop the skills which are more apt for the nature of that boy or girl. Okay, that's how it used to be, but now it is not like that. First, we are planning to even education system. I think last time I told you that it is mentioned Kali Yuga, Harshal. In Kali Yuga, it is mentioned that in Kali Yuga, if education, health and food, if they are started to give by purchasing or by selling, it will, the Ghor Kali Yuga has officially started. Now, something like that. Okay, so these things are not for sale, but we have. अभी तो ये जनरेशन ही भूल गया कि एक जमाना था कि ये सब फ्री में मिलता था. At least the older generation, they can still, if you ask your grandpa or grandma if they are there, they can tell you. कहीं होटल नहीं था. There used to be satrams in villages. Whenever they go for business purpose, they used to have satram, and they used to take the food, and they used to give some donation. It was not a mandatory to pay also. That's how it used to be. And great, when the Vaishyas in the respective community or respective village used to take care of that. That was the structure in the village. And even in now villages, as I said, they get up. The system how the earlier kings have established in their kingdom was, everyone used to get up at early morning and sleep early. Even today in my village also they do that. Every 2 months summer vacation I used to stay in my village. Every 2 months I used to stay in village, and somehow 5:30 to 6:30 or 7 o'clock we used to play with kids, and by 7 o'clock we used to have dinner, and by 8 o'clock everyone was in deep sleep. That's what it used to happen in village. And early morning at 3 or 3:30 our roaster used to do the sound, and people used to get up. That's how the system was in village at that time. But now villages are also attacked by TV, OTT, and all these things are coming, so they are also sleeping late night. But we need to understand that all these systems, we need to inculcate the culture of questioning in kids, and the young moms or who are there, young kids, they should, when they are sleeping, bedtime stories, instead of telling about Spider-Man, Superman and all, they have to tell about our characters, our gods, Krishna, Balaram, Rama, all these things. We need to, while sleeping, we used to tell, because while sleep and they hear that, subconsciously it will be developing Prabhuji's and Mataji's. Believe me, whether you believe it or not, when you are improving the value system in the kids in one or the other situation, because in this material life, there is a cinema dialogue, I'm not able to figure it. Every cinema ko what a hero. Some dialogue is there. Similarly, every cinema ko what a villain koda. He, in his own life, parents might be accumulating lot of wealth, but they can't guarantee what are the problems they faced. Their children are also going to face it. They will be facing their own unique set of problems. Okay, we need to understand that. Now, does God exist? Maybe science is more powerful than God. Is it science more powerful than God? Come on, man. How? I will tell you, science is more powerful. I will tell you. You tell me if my since you are not telling that, I'm going against you. Okay, I will prove. You are seeing the handicapped kids there, right? Handicapped kids there. Handicapped kids, see, we are building prosthetics and developing this artificial limbs and all. And after using that artificial limbs, they are running, walking and all. But what religion? They are only sitting and praying. Bhagavan isko theek kara do. And still they are saying limping and walking. So science is great. Is it sounding logical or not? What God is doing?
He is giving original, it is artificial.
Huh?
He is giving original organ.
Original organ, okay.
They are giving artificial.
Artificial, okay. But still they are able to walk, right?
Yeah.
So that's how atheism is propagated in the world, saying that science is powerful than God.
But who is giving that intelligence?
That they will not think. That they will not think. And I think I told this tomatoes. You see tomatoes, what you are using in your home, very shiny. ऐसा लगता है कि उसका काटने का मन ही नहीं करता है, इतना राउंड. Earlier it didn't used to be, right? Tomato उतना shiny नहीं था पहले, right? But now they are very shiny. How? Did I tell? हाँ? क्या करते हैं मालूम है? हाँ? Yeah, fish skin का DNA insert कर रहे हैं ताकि it looks shiny and elasticity is there. When even if you make it fall, it will not break. Actual organic tomato, if it falls, it breaks. But this tomato, if you do it, it will not break. So wow. In this way, they will prove. You see, science, we are all the time we are providing fresh fruits. There is one fruit wala here. All the 1 year, all kinds of fruits would be there. There is no concept of seasonal fruit. You go, even today you will get you will get all the fruits. Why? How? Science. You can say science. See, our science is great. All the year we are providing good fruits. No, you take. Okay. So we are all born atheists until someone starts telling lies. Okay. Now, what are the sources of wisdom today in our society? What are generally the sources of wisdom today in our society? From where actually we gain knowledge? कि ये knowledge gain करके from इधर से मैं knowledge gain कर रहा हूँ and this is right, man, this is right. What are the syllabus we are studying? CBSE, ICSE, ये right है करके अपन जाते हैं ना. You know what? Nobel Prize. Smallest particle. I mean, not that. Earlier in our, when we used to study, 9th planet was Pluto. You remember? Pluto करके Pluto लिख के अपन एग्जाम पास किए, लेकिन अभी Pluto planet ही नहीं है. You know, right? Now the children are being taught that there are only 8 planets. Do you know? Yes or no?
Yes.
So if the knowledge keeps on changing with time, is it a knowledge? Already I think I have given the definition of a knowledge. right? The knowledge never changes. If it changes, it is not a knowledge. If it changes, it is not a knowledge at all. Proton is the smallest करके एक बंदे ने नोबेल प्राइज लिया. Electron is much more smallest than करके एक बंदे ने नोबेल प्राइज लिया. फिर न्यूट्रॉन is the smallest करके एक बंदे ने नोबेल प्राइज लिया. So what is the validity? So do you really believe? Do you really want? I'm not saying that you should not study. For marks, you need to study. There is no other option. But we need to understand there are much more truths than that. Are you getting my point, Prabhuji and Madhavis? So now, what are the general sources from where we gain the knowledge in our current society? So what are the sources of wisdom in modern society where we decide that this is the right thing? Guesses? Google. Google. Okay. Books. Okay.
Including schools.
Thank God you told that, including scriptures. Okay. Google. So Google, you believe? Someone say now with conviction that I 100% believe Google.
But actually,
Yeah. I'm not against you, Mataji. That's right. Yeah. So Google is one. Books along anyway. Scriptures. Because why I am coming to this point, why I am asking this question, Prabhuji and Mataji, first we wanted to understand what are the general sources in current society and whether they are right or not. Then we subsequently wanted to prove that scriptures knowledge is the one which is very authentic, and knowledge is the one which doesn't change with time. Whatever the knowledge scriptures have changed, it was valid 5,000 years back, it is valid now, it will be valid after 1,000 years also. Anyway, the third session is that do we need to believe in scripture, that in detail we'll got to know about scriptures at that time. You getting my point? So now sources of wisdom. What are the sources of wisdom? You said one is Google, other is school and
society.
school and universities. Okay. Unpleasant experiences. Okay. Yeah. Bollywood movies. Oh, why only Bollywood? Why only Bollywood? Yeah. So you know them? I think they have been very popular. I have not even missed a single episode of Mahabharata and Ramayana in 1980s and early 90s. And I never used to miss Mahabharata. Right? So, sources of wisdom of modern society. Yesterday the same session happened in Zenith. It went crazy with this topic. So we could not finish it, but yeah, you are right. So these are the sources of wisdom. But now the same characters who have played these godly personalities, God personalities they have played, when we see them in this avatar, is there a way? Because I tried to put even still a proper. See, Prabhuji and Mataji, I am not here to blame a person as a person, because each and every one of us, including me, is there in this material world due to some or the other anartha. No doubt about that. We will prove that in Who Am I session. Here I am showing these pictures not to tell that person is bad, but when a person is seen in a Krishna or Rama avatar, and suddenly he is seen him with dancing with another lady or a prostitute. And what kind of an impression a generation will get? Just think about it. Again, I am saying it's not. I think you might be fan of some people here. I don't want to blame, but it's very good gesture from Arun Govil, who played a Rama. He said that after playing the character of Rama, and when outside people they used to touch his feet, and he used to smoke at that time. But he has stopped smoking. But had he continued smoking, and just taking an example, had he continued smoking and playing Rama avatar, Krishna avatar, and everyone, what a impression a youth would be getting? Please tell me, what impression a youth might get?
This is fake.
We can be in devotion also. we can do all nonsense also, right? Now there is a song actually. I don't know how many of you know Telugu here. How many of you know Telugu here? No one knows Telugu? Okay. There is a song. Ee gattununtava mama aa gattununtava. Will you be there in this side? Will you be there in that side? Now you have to choose in which side you have to be. Now I see this when a youngster sees, like we have seen a movie, oh my God and PK, these movies are propagating atheism. They are trying. Finally, what see movies ka kya hai, Prabhuji and Mataji, they whatever director wants, they will try to portray, right? They will try to portray. But are we really interested? I can even propagate saying that having illicit relationship is also fine. There are movies also. I don't know. You might have known there are some movies proving that having illicit relationship is nothing wrong. If it is not working out with your wife, there is nothing wrong in keeping relationship with other lady. There are movies. Our famous heroes have played, right? And what is the impact it's going to be on? Impact going to be on the youth. Please, I wanted answers from you. Is my question valid first of all?
Yes.
Do you feel, Prabhuji, these are for entertainment? No, why what impact it will be there? I am going for entertainment. I will be only getting entertained. I will not take it. It will not impact me at all. मैं तो दूध का दूल्हा हूँ.
But life also imitates art.
Yes. Please, Prabhuji and Mataji, you need to open up. There might be answer coming saying that Anil Prabhu is here. He was the one who brought the project yesterday, and we were struck at this juncture in yesterday's session in Vihanga Zenith. So we had a good long discussion. Anil Prabhu witnessed it. Now he is going to witness here. Of course, yesterday there are around 70-80 devotees there. That's a different platform. But please tell me, is it going to be impacting what a general youth would take it? Leave out actions. What it will go through in his mind? Okay, nothing wrong. Please, Prabhuji, Mataji, please open up. If a person sees his famous celebrity in a role of Rama and Krishna, and later he plays a role where he is doing all the nonsense, what kind of impression a youth is going to get? Again, I don't want to personally target someone. It's not my intention. My intention is to see whether whatever the faith he has in God at that moment, will it decrease or will it increase? Change also. In fact, it will.
Why it change?
Yes, ma'am.
Why it change?
Huh?
Why it change? I mean, you need to understand that's what.
Yes.
I mean, people can play different roles.
Yes.
People are playing different lives. You are here playing a different life when you're at home, then you're at your office.
Yes.
So why would it change?
Yes,
First,
ma'am.
you need to educate or you need to understand
Yes.
that that's one part.
Yes. Even whatever the tasks we are doing on a daily basis, number 1, going to office. Number 2, playing with your friends. Number 3, going to some clubs with your kids or some violence we are having that hobbies. But do we have a consciousness that God, I am doing this act to support my dependents, going for a job. I am going for Krishna, whichever God you follow. Krishna, thank you very much that you have kept me in this job and I am able to serve my dependents such that they are able to devote time to you in your path. Are we having that consciousness? Similarly, when we are going to your friends house, do we have a consciousness that yes, I'm having this relationship with my friends such that we can work together and we can have a good rapport with each other and work successfully in our work. Now coming to this point, what you asked, what we will get, if I understand your question properly, please correct me if I am wrong. You are asking, we are going to movies for entertainment. And what is wrong in going? I am not against.
No, my question was not
Yeah.
that. You asked a question that when you see the same character playing a different role, does it plays a very different impact in your mind?
Yes.
You start thinking that the Ramayana was not right because Arun Govind is playing something else. That's not the case.
No, we are not trying to say that Arun Govil is doing something externally outside. We are not. Our intention is not to prove that Ramayana is wrong. No, that is not our intention. Our intention is to see when someone sees a person playing a godly character, and the same person is playing another character which is not a godly character and which is against social standards. When a youth sees that, what is the impact on youth?
I have a different opinion because
yeah.
now kids are also very well understanding that a person who's playing a villain in the movie is actually not a villain in real life. It is similar with that. They're just playing a character. What we need to understand is what's going on. I agree with you that if it's a hero, movie star whom you like, and smoking a cigarette, people are encouraged to smoke cigarette just to look like him or be. I agree with that one. But I don't agree with that the same person playing some other role, people would just get the value of the scripture or the value of the Ramayana or Mahabharata is in the
No, I am not even talking about value of scriptures at all. I am only talking about the viewer. I am only talking about the viewer when he is playing a character of Rama and suddenly he plays a character of gangster. Playing a character of gangster, and for that gangster role he will be getting a top hero award also. Top hero award also. Will there be any impact on the psyche of youth who are seeing him? No change. That is your opinion. There won't be any change.
I don't think
Yeah.
any change
Actually.
this, but they might depends on what they like.
Yeah, Mataji, please.
I think when you're asking what the impact would be, right, there are broadly two segments of people.
Yes.
There are some people who have critical thinking skills.
Yes.
They're able to distinguish that this is somebody's job.
Yes.
And they actually exercise the human faculty of forming your own opinion.
Yes.
Then there are others who are sheep in the guise of human beings.
Yes.
Whatever you show them.
Yes.
And which unfortunately there is a fair number of people that whatever you say, it's fine.
Yes.
This is cool.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
So it
You are
depends on what kind of person you are.
Yes. But the point what I am saying, Mataji, you said two cases, but majority of them are them. That's what my point. Prabhuji's point is also valid. I am not denying it. But what we need to understand is the majority.
So his point is talking about, if I'm not wrong, talking about the first
First
category.
category,
That
yes.
if you're smart
Yes.
enough, it shouldn't affect you. But
Yes.
it depends on being smart enough in the first place.
Yes. But are we? That's the reason why I am talking about youth, because generally elders after attaining certain age, they are mature enough to understand. Even whatever they show, it will not get impacted. Nonsense. Chalo. They will have that maturity, but youth is the very, even when I go to colleges for like JNTU, Kukatpalli or REC or BITS Pilani, when we go and they invite me for some personality development course, we target only the first year students. Why we target first year students, not the final year students? In JNTU Kukatpalli, first year students only we target. I have given a session on power of habits. Because first year is the time because till intermediate, till 12th class, kids are there with parents, some kind of shackles or some kind of control is being there. But first year is the year where the kids either can go this side or that side. And that is a session where we are trying our now after giving a session also, are they not changing? It is not my hand, right? We are trying to give a best because I can correlate with my first year experience. In first year BTech, we almost 60 students were there in my class, and English speaking was a great taboo for a lot of in the locality where I used to grow. English speaking was something like a great thing. It was very tough and it is not naturally accepted by the people. Then we understood that after 4 years when we graduate, English communication is very important. Then myself and few of my friends in the class, around only 7 to 8 people. After lunch is immediately done, half an hour we used to stay in school, college, in BTech college, and in the half an hour break time, we used to choose a topic and ask to talk on that topic in English itself. If any corrections are there, we used to note down and we used to suggest and we used to touch base with the English madam, whether sentences are right or not. But among other 54 or 50 people, they used to make fun of us. How many of them think like that? अरे 4 years के बाद हमें जाना है, we should improve, अपन मैं इसमें lagging कर रहा हूँ, कितने लोग think करेंगे? Always majority would be that side only, obviously that side only. It is Kali Yuga, Mataji. We have, अपन सभी लोग सतयुग में थे, त्रेता युग में थे, द्वापर युग में थे, but we didn't pay any attention to God or godly subjects. That's why we are here in Kali Yuga. We need to understand that. And now also, majority would be that side only. One more Prabhuji I was asking, what Prabhuji, you mean, so people should not take movies at all? People should not go and watch movies at all? What do you say? Prabhuji, people will take the movies. People, now it's your choice whether you have to go or not. If you are going, you are encouraging. They will, one more thing, one simple, censor board. Have you seen 60 years back censor board, how it was and now how the censor board is? And have you ever seen 1950s and 1960s, first shot on a heroine was opening with one song, devotional song. Later, 80s and 90s, some other. 90s and 2000s, some other. Now 2010 and 2020s, how the heroine is introduced, I don't want to talk. This is Kali Yuga. This is Kali Yuga for you. Now Prabhuji's point is valid, but they are obviously in majority. अच्छा है कि दिन नहीं है, और the kind of crimes happening these days, when someone used to do a theft, was a big crime 30 years back. 30 years back it was a big crime. Someone कोई steal कर रहा है तो now the kind of crimes are happening. Because I have my dad being a retired deputy superintendent of police, I have seen in a close quarters where he used to interact with criminals. He used to beat left and right, and now the kind of crimes are going on. Do you know one girl sued her parents, why you given birth to me? Do you know that? How many of you know that?
It's a famous lawsuit. That I was born against my consent.
When what is the order? Now it is just ये शुरुआत है, it has just begun. Kali Yuga has just begun. At least the first. Do you know how many years are over for Kali Yuga? 5,250 years are over. First 10,000 years of Kali Yuga are called the golden period of Kali Yuga. Why? Because at least अरे God के बारे में कुछ बात कर रहे हैं तो at least people will encourage. If not against, at least they will encourage. Or at last they will be neutral. But after 10,000 years, if someone talks about God, they will be chasing him to kill. And little whatever the God consciousness people are there, they will be living in jungles. That is the prediction given by Shastras. I am sorry to say that if it is sounding pessimistic. Now it's a choice is ours. Obviously, majority will be them only. Majority will be them only. That I don't believe in God, or okay, every Sunday I will go temple. Bas ho gaya. Choice is yours. 240 members are there in WhatsApp group. Only 20-30 members are coming to session. What can I say? Maya will be always providing all the necessary reasons. अरे आज तेरे को सिनेमा जाना है रे, आज के लिए छोड़ दे. I think every Sunday तो attend कर रही है ना, आज के लिए छोड़ दे. अरे घर में relatives आए हैं प्रभु जी, that's the reason why I am not coming. मेरे दूर के रिश्ते की शादी है, that is the reason why I could not come. Sorry. They will not quit the group. They will not quit the group. I'm sorry, it's not to offend someone. They might be having a genuine work also, I'm not denying it. But we need to understand, are we really prioritizing God in our life? First of all, do you know God is great? Are we prioritizing? Bhagavad Gita 12th chapter, God says what I like. Are you even interested that what God likes? Bhagavan. Now if you go, I don't know whether I told you or not. Apartment, if you go and ask each and every door, if you knock and ask that भगवान great है ना करके प्रश्न पूछो, भगवान great है ना, is God great करके पूछो. Each and every flat, just take a survey, try to take a survey. Is God, leave about Krishna, Rama, Allah, Jesus, God. Is God great or not? Everyone will say what? Yes, he is great, right? Yes, he is great. But if you ask how much great the God is, how much great the God is, Can anyone answer? Can anyone answer how much great the God is? I dare minimum, probably very, very minimal people might answer how much great the God is. They will say Bhagwan is great, but there are no one else. What's matter?
I'm just saying, I would, even the first question, is God great? I think my response would be, I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah.
But
no, not yes.
But majority will say that God is great.
If you give them options, they'll actually tell you how great. But if you give them options, they'll tell you.
No, I don't want to give the option.
There's no definition of great. But if you say that these are the options,
there is a definition of greatness.
He's great because he has given you this. He's super great because he's also given you family. He's super great because he's given you money also. So if you give them options, they'll say, yes, I understand, it's number three.
Yeah.
So, but this wouldn't work.
Say that's
how
right.
great or
Yeah.
not.
The thing is, generically I'm putting it, if we go and ask, people will say, probably they will put a blank face, how great God is. Probably they might need some time more to tell how great it is. And as Prabhuji said, I think if we are giving the options, they might choose KBC ka jamana hai na. So we need to give option why the God is. But in scriptures it is explained why God is great. Logically they have explained why God is great. God is great in 6 opulences. 600% opulences. Anyway, I don't want to dwell into that. We will cover in the SSR-10 session who is God. Okay, but we need to understand, anyway, the topic got deviated from where we were and now where we are. But these are the general sources of wisdom in our modern society, what we try to take for. And that's it. We need to introspect. आज जब घर में जाएं तो सोचो कि what other are we really getting impacted with movies we watch? Probably after a certain age might not be, but youth. I'm mainly telling about youth. After elder होने के बाद some maturity is there. My younger one, who is in 9th class right now, he sees some shorts in YouTube, and these days he's saying I will do a business. 9th class, and he talks very convincingly. Daddy, what is it? Some shopping. वो बोल रहा था कि what is the business you are planning? He was saying what I will do is I will purchase one item for 100 rupees and I will sell that item for 200 rupees. That is the business. Now, उसको अभी logically बताने के लिए in our family we don't have any business करने वाला कोई नहीं है. Now I am seeking help of another devotees. हमारे group में वाणी माता जी करके हैं, उनके husband is in business of some flats designing and all. So I wanted him to introduce to that Prabhuji, and at least एक businessman ही businessman का दर्द समझेगा मेरे ख्याल से. इसलिए I am planning to arrange a meeting with that Prabhuji and my son to tell him what exactly it is. So he has seen that shots, and you don't know, Daddy, about business because you didn't do. You believe me. He's trying to convince me, and he's having good convincing skills also. वो अपने टीचर को भी कन्विंस करता है. All these 3 months he has convinced his teacher that he stop in subject. But after we see, he got some 60% marks in that subject, and now teacher is telling my missus that, Madam, even I got fooled with his words, Madam. I didn't expect that he would be getting only 60%. I was expecting he would be getting 90%. In fact, he is having that thing, but he is not getting channelized karna hai. That's a separate thing what I am working on. But we need to understand, especially the youth, whether they are getting impacted with these movies or not. Yesterday only in this topic, it went for a long time. Finally, we came to a conclusion. Yes. Okay. We'll move ahead. Prabhuji, time check.
11:25.
11:25. Okay. Another half an hour time is there. Okay. Now, today's role models' opinion on gods. Do you know any role model in today's time and what opinion they carry about God? Sadhguru, okay. What is his opinion on God?
God exists.
God exists, yes. Anything else? Anyone else? आपके रोल मॉडल कौन है? There might be role models, but I think this question might not have struck, because generally role models, they don't talk about God. Each and every person in your life, you might be having a role model. Check with them. So many feel that devotee is a word which is like a cricketer, musician, IT employee. Like devotee is also a role. No. Devotee is horizontal structure. I don't know, in corporate organization level, if I can mean it, we in an organization IT, because I came from TCS and Infosys, and right now I'm working in a Clarinet. So in organizations we have verticals and we have horizontals, right? Vertical, for example, media vertical, telecom vertical, healthcare vertical, banking vertical, auditing vertical. These are verticals. And what are horizontals? HR is a horizontal, accounts is a horizontal, and facilities is a horizontal, right? Are you able to correlate the corporate functions, what I am talking about? Similarly, devotee is a word like a horizontal. You should aim for a devotee cricketer, devotee musician, devotee employee. Getting my point? So, think about it. Today's role models of opinion, each and every person surely will be having a role model. Surely. But just contemplate what his opinion on God. Anyway, there are some quick role models what we have, what we could see. We can go on. Like Kamal Hassan is there. People ask me, is yours an atheistic principle? Boldly I reply, no atheism is my tool, and humanitarianism is my principle. So it is sounding with Manava Seve, Madhava Seva. How many of you believe in Manava Seve, Madhava Seva? Anyone else? Manava Seve, Madhava Seva. Only 3, 4, okay. So Madhava Seva is not Manava Seva? Now tell me this. Now you told Madhava Seva, Manava Seva. Is Madhava Seva is not a Manava Seva? Please lift your hands. Please lift your hands. Now I think 3 to 4 hands were lifted when I asked how many of you believe that Manava Seva, Madhava Seva? Manava Seva, Madhava Seva, 3 to 4 devotees. Now you tell me, is Madhava Seva is not Manava Seva?
What is Madhava Seva?
Good. Now, let me put this in crude English. I don't know how to put it in English. Okay, let me put this way. Manava Seva, God's Seva, or God's Seva is Manava Seva. Is it clear?
No, I understood that. But
Yeah.
what do you mean by God's Seva?
Ah.
Like, how do you do God's
Yeah.
Seva?
I'll come to that point. Since others understood, some hands were lifted when I say Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. Now, raise hands for my question. Is Madhava Seva not Manava Seva? Lift your hands. Lift your hands. Lift your hand. Is Madhava Seva not Manava Seva? Okay. Now, there is a celebrity. I don't want to name any celebrity. Ajit Premji is there. Ajit Premji has given 1 crore donation for some organization, for some underprivileged organization, and that news has spread like fire, and in all the newspapers it has come. Aziz Premji has donated 1 crore for this organization. How great is he? That cinema actor is provided some 2 crores donation for this organization. How great is he? What a humanitarian person he is, right? He says, right? Are they doing good act or not? They are doing good act or not? Yes? Yes, they are doing good act, right? Now, how many of you been to Tirupati here? How many of you been to Tirupati here? Tirupati, do you know daily how many free prasadams is sponsored to the devotees there? Approximately? Per day. Per day.
Above 70,000?
Almost 1 lakh per day. Almost 1 lakh per day. And do they charge you? Do they charge you? No. And have you tasted it?
Yes.
They never put a restriction. Hey, I given only 1 spoon, no, not more than that. You don't ask another spoon. Have they ever said that? Have they ever said that? No. Now, I should not boast, but you know about ISKCON temples, how they are, what kind of standards they maintain. Do you know all around the world there are almost 4 to 5 lakh food, 4 to 5 lakh plates of food approximately is provided to people around the world. Around the world every day. Every day. Have they ever advertised that we did this, we did that? Now, whom we have to appreciate, them or these celebrities? Because Because whatever the crores they are donating, are they not, is it not provided by God? Is it not provided? How many of you accept that what are the crores there? It is something like, someone come to your house and steal something from your fridge and selling it. My kids' philosophy. My kids' philosophy, they are coming, someone is coming to your home, madam, in kitchen they will be going and taking some fresh items from kitchen and selling it outside for 100 and 200 rupees. How does it feel? How does it feel? Has it happened anytime? Of course, it has not happened to me, and obviously it might not have happened to you also. But have you? Project.
It's happening actually right now because you just said about Tirupati temple. So 5 years back, Narayan Murthy's wife was heading the trust.
Yes. Yes.
So crores of rupees just coming was going for donation.
Yes.
Now Jagannath Reddy has put some Christian missionaries as the head of that temple. They are stealing the money and giving it to their missionaries.
Probably आपने बहुत सेंसिटिव टॉपिक को टच किया है इधर. No problem. No problem.
I'm just like just telling like how about temple money is being stolen.
Yeah, right, probably. It's a very valid question. I'm sitting in Vyasasana and this is getting recorded, so probably we'll discuss it offline. That's another topic which we can go on and speak about. Yeah, anyway, but the point what I'm trying to convey here is, whatever the donations people do. एक कुछ सिनेमा हीरो है, एक टॉलीवुड में हीरो है, ये मंदिर पूरे सभी लोगों को सभी नो मोर टेम्पल कंस्ट्रक्शन, आई बिल्ड हॉस्पिटल्स एंड फैंस क्या बताया क्या ना, फैंस आर वेरी वंडरफुल राइट, आलू ले लो, कांदा ले लो, वाह क्या डायलॉग मारा, कोई सोचता ही नहीं है कि क्या इज इट मेकिंग एनी सेंस और नॉट. Now tell me, since this topic has come, having 4 to 5 hospitals in your street, is it a sign of development?
Sign of disease.
No, because this is a recent discussion which I heard between my colleagues in my organization. Akkada aa location, I don't want to name the community or name the person, but we have to give a flat it is very nice center area. There are around 3 to 4 hospitals around our community. Whenever anything issue is there, we can go. I was feeling, luckily I don't know, other side phone, what did he respond, I'm not sure, but I was just thinking, had he told me the same with that jubilant happiness mode, what should I say? Probably I should say very good run, I think. So anyway, the point, the role models what we have today, when this much attention we get from people, they don't know, their knowledge becomes blind. And there was a recent hero who was talking about we should eradicate Sanatana Dharma. And comedy, the ultimate fun is, his mother himself goes to temple. I don't know what audacity he had to say that we should eradicate Sanatana Dharma. And sometimes that really mattu अंडर कदा that I don't know हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं. Mattu means जब सेलिब्रिटी बन जाते तो ओवर द टॉप रहने से एक काइंड ऑफ वो आ जाता है. इसे क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में मत्तू, तेलुगु में मत्तू बोलते हैं. Arrogancy is word and घमंड, राइट, घमंड. वो घमंड में ना कुछ दिखता नहीं है एक्चुअली, कुछ दिखता नहीं है. And that guy who has told that he is a cinema hero also and the son of a great politician also. He is also a politician. He also a politician come actor. When someone is on top, they forget what we are talking about. So today's role models' opinion about God, whatever the opinion they have, are they talking from scriptures? No. It is with the knowledge of their personal experiences over the 60 to 70 years or 40 to 50 years, whatever you have. But no one is interested in knowing the absolute truth. And even us, for example, Mataji is there. Probably Mataji is, I know we should not ask age of ladies, but assume she is 30 years old. Now, in 30 years old, she might be forming an opinion only depending on the inputs what she got from your parents, or probably your school, your friends, and around the people. That's it. But are we really interested to know absolute truth? Absolute truth or absolute knowledge which never changes with time. Are we interested? It is not me saying Prabhuji and Mataji's. It is Shastra saying. Whatever the thing I am saying, you are always open to tell that it is not through the Shastra. Open. Okay? So, it is our duty to ensure that whatever the role models say, they might be, for example, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, who is Michael Jordan? Yeah, it is one of the greatest basketball players, right? Now, he might be great in his sport. Sachin Tendulkar, who is he? God of cricket. God of cricket. He's cricket top, right? So, since he is great, whatever he says, will it be right? But most of the masses or the youth who are very tender in thinking, they feel if someone is great in his skill, whatever he says is great. Yes or no? So think about it, Prabhuji Samadhi. We should contemplate what our role models think about God. It might be something logical to us, but it might not be right. So we should know the knowledge, absolute knowledge which never changes about God over the period. Okay? Now, knowledge of God is considered as brainwashing. Yes or no? Knowledge of God is considered brainwashing? At least for some. Religions survive mainly because they brainwash of yours. Even आप मेरे सामने might be fine. बाहर जाके ये तो brain का cleanliness कर रहा है करके सोच सकते हैं. Someone sent a video, I believe, right? Was it in our group? No, I believe. I think in the Zenith group. Someone sent a video where it's on a funny note, like devotees clean the brain करके कुछ video they have released. I'll share it in my own Vihanga group also. So it's not only about us. Even outside, a lot of youth, they feel that about this religion, their brainwashing nature. That's why I don't attend. One devotee is there in the group. I called him, Prabhuji, the SSR sessions are going on. Please take this session seriously. Prabhuji, please come, please join the session. Prabhuji, Sunday morning, I go to shuttle. It gives physical fitness and all. Prabhuji, that is important, Prabhuji, but this is also important. Please try to come now, attend for 1 or 2 sessions. I will try, Prabhuji. So if he asks, it might someone interview, yeah, it is too brainwashing. He might say, who knows, brainwashing. But no one is interested to understand this science of self-realization logically. So whenever I meet someone over 21 who still believes in God, I assume they are uneducated. It is easier to be anyway. Religion is the only subject where anyone. That's right, no? Religion is the only subject where anyone can arrive at anything. You know what? Though drunkards, they were discussing in. Actually, myself and one Prabhuji wanted to go to. It was a very crazy idea. Myself and one Prabhuji wanted to go to bar, and we will act like drunkards and ask him, do you know who is Rama and Krishna? We wanted to know what their pulse is, what is their understanding. We just got a crazy idea, but we didn't do it. But some idea came. Probably we will implement one day. At least with that intention, they might utter some holy name. Now, this religion is the only subject where anyone can arrive on any decision. You know what? Why Krishna keeps feather? No idea. There was a discussion happening between drunkards. Any guesses what discussion might have happened? Do you know Krishna पंख क्यों लगाता है, मोर का पंख क्यों लगाता है? Any crazy answers you are thinking? Because Krishna used to eat one peacock every day. Right? It's easy, no? I think this is the religion or bhakti is the only topic where they can say whatever they want. Whatever they want. God is the only easy topic because immediate punishment is not provided. No. Right? If you do any other thing, punishment will be there. Red signal, brake karo, chalan. At least a few years back, we didn't used to get any chalan. We used to brake left and right. Now if we brake red signal, you are getting chalans. Everyone got? looks to be. So, because the punishment is given immediately, but God is the only topic where the punishment is not given immediately. Right? Yes or no?
No.
What is it?
I'm talking about certain religions, not all religions. If you can say anything, you just cannot get away with it.
Yeah.
So we just are talking about few religions where you can talk anything about a religion and then get away with it.
Yes. Yes.
So I think I would definitely have objection.
Yeah. No. But as I said, Mataji, majority of them, when this is the very easy topic where they can speak any left and right without any scriptural references. Logically, if
Only in few religions. Rest of religions, scripture are very essential part
Yes,
of their everyday
yes.
living, right? So,
Yes.
so let's
Yeah.
really relax
Yeah.
this.
Abrahamic
Yes.
religions.
That's okay, madam. That's okay. Yeah. But we need to understand the religion. As I said, religion is the only subject where anyone can arrive at any conclusion without any guidance or knowledge. In all other subjects, there is no argument raised when need of training is asked. After all, God is the safest thing to comment, as God never corrects you immediately. So that's good that there are some people who still, there are some groups who are still stick with these godly topics and spreading the holy names. Okay. Now, humanitarian without God, is that not atheism? Humanitarian without God is not that atheism. That's the same topic what we discussed. मैं मानवतावादी हूँ बिना भगवान के. Can we call them atheists or not? I am a humanitarian without God. Can we call them atheists? You can. Yes or no? Not really. Why, Mataji? Why? In your opinion, Mataji, that बोलने का कुछ punishment नहीं है इधर. So it's an open forum because the same topics if we discuss outside, right? पागल क्या बात कर रहा है यार? क्या mood क्यों खराब कर रहा है यार? That's how people react. But this is a forum where we need to be openly discussed. Why?
Actually, it is not that reason because in one of the sessions we learned that service to God, service to others.
Yes.
Is actually service to the whole.
Yes.
So
Yes.
in a way, you are still serving the God.
Yes. So
in that sense,
Yeah.
it is not
Yeah, Mataji.
But at the same time, they can be called atheists because if you don't believe that there is some entity called God, if you don't believe that there is maybe a creator, but you can still believe in being good, right? Being good has intrinsic merit.
Yes.
You aren't good because somebody at the end of the life is going to reward you. You can be good, you can serve people without believing all
Yes.
all of that. So
Yes.
technically, you can still be an atheist.
Yes. The thing is, Prabhuji Mataji, humanitarianism is a subset of God consciousness. We need to understand that. Automatically, if you are a devotee, you will automatically do good for others. You will get hurt when someone is in a very sorry state. If you are a devotee, automatically this is humanitarianism. उसका DNA बन जाता है ऑटोमेटिक. उसे ह्यूमैनिटेरियन करके प्रूव करने के लिए कोई जरूरत नहीं है. If a devotee is there. But if a humanitarianism, you can't. If he is going against the God, it's not. He will not realize that. But what we are trying to say as per Shastras is, if you are a God conscious person, all other parameters will automatically come. And even the food, for example, someone is asking, what is it? भगवान के ऊपर अपन इतना फूल वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, इतना दूध वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, इतना हनी वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, इतना फ्रूट जूसेस वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, क्या यार पूरा जा रहा है, वेस्ट हो रहा है. You could have given that to poor people, right? Yes, these questions will come or not? Iतना waste जा रहा है. Do you know that is not getting wasted actually? All these things are collected as Panchamrit. When they are doing the Abhishek of the Lord, I don't know how many kinds of Abhishekam you have seen outside, but when we do Abhishekam of the Lord through doodh, dahi, pani, juices and all those are collected in a proper bucket. In fact, 2 to 3 buckets are not sufficient sometimes when we do in our center. And all these 3 buckets of Panchamrit is given to all the devotees. It is not wasted. It is not wasted. It is given to all the devotees, all the beggars also, if they are there outside temple, also it is given. But when we ask all these people who blame, right, this is getting waste and all this thing. They spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees on the gadgets. Why that lakhs and lakhs of gadgets are required? Same question, simple question. Lakhs and lakhs. यार तू तो बहुत दयावान है यार, तू तो मानवतावादी है, क्यों यार इतना वेस्ट कर रहा है? एक सिंपल नॉर्मल फोन ले ले, पर रिमेनिंग अमाउंट थोड़ा दान कर देना यार, प्लीज. Are you getting my point, Prabhuji and Mataji? It's not to blame or offend someone here. But we need to understand the people who are quoting that भगवान को जो कुछ जा रहा है, क्या कर रहे हैं आप, पूरा वेस्ट कर रहे हो, आप कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो. That person will not come forward. And we ask the same thing. No, don't worry, I too have a gadget, iPhone I have. But we need to understand what humanitarianism is and what is humanitarianism without God. It is surely atheism. It is surely atheism. If you agree or not, and if you are having a further discussion needed on this, we can discuss. Humanitarianism without God is called atheism only. And so how do you know which Gita is correct? Bhagavad Gita. I mean, I have shown only few here. There are, I think, no other book has these many translations or, even, I don't want to blame anyone's point here, but any Tom, Dick and Harry can write Bhagavad Gita on his own. On his own. But when whatever they say, will it be right? We need to believe Bhagavad Gita knowledge only in Sampradaya. Evam parampara praptav. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita that my knowledge has to be spread in parampara, and you need to believe in the knowledge in parampara. Any of them here, are they in parampara? Do you know parampara? Parampara means CBSE and ICSE. Is parampara of our material education, right? Our CBSE and whatever the knowledge you are getting kids, the parampara for the material knowledge of the kids is CBSE and ICSE. Last time I have given an example. I will introduce another syllabus called KPR syllabus. And KPR syllabus, you will get free food, AC bus, AC classes, and you will have only 100 rupees transportation fee. And same, whatever CBSE is being taught, KPR also will be teaching you. Will you join your kid there? Why? It's not in parampara of CBSE and ICSE for material education. Okay, so you will not. Similarly, for material education, CBSE and ICSE and state syllabus are paramparas. Similarly, for spiritual education also there are paramparas. How many of them are there? 4. What are they? Come on. I know all 4 are Vaishnava Sampradayas only. And what are those 4? Okay, I repeat, Sri Sampradaya. Sri Sampradaya, our Chinnajiyar Swamiji is there, right? He belongs to Sri Sampradaya. One is Sri Sampradaya. Second is Brahma Sampradaya. ISKCON belongs to Brahma Sampradaya. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Sri Sampradaya means Ramanujacharya Sampradaya. Brahma Sampradaya means Madhvacharya Sampradaya. Third one, Kumara Sampradaya. Fourth one, Rudra Sampradaya. Okay, these are the 4 sampradayas under which this knowledge has to be learned. Whoever is propagating this knowledge under these sampradayas, from them only you need to learn the spiritual subjects. For learning the spiritual subjects, having 4 million subscribers is not a criteria. A person might be having, my son was arguing with me, Daddy, you are having YouTube channel, what is it? Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. That is my YouTube channel where I post all this. Daddy, you are hardly having 40 to 50 subscribers. See my channel, I have 200 to 250 subscribers. So by having a 250, 300 subscribers, will he become great? It's not a matter to prove great. The knowledge has to be there in parampara. Only in parampara, general trend in this current youth is whoever is having maximum subscribers, they are great. And I don't want to dwell into that. You know, right, how people gain that many subscribers also? What kind of nonsense they do to get that subscribers? So we need to understand that We need to learn time check, Prabhuji. What is the time? 11:52. Okay, another hardly 5 to 10 minutes. We'll close it. So we need to learn Bhagavad Gita in proper sampradaya and in scriptures. So who do you know which Gita is correct? Which definition of God is authorized? Any idea? No idea? So not only this, I have only shared 12 Bhagavad Gitas here, but there are thousands, Prabhuji and Mataji, if you Google it, there are thousands of Bhagavad Gitas written by every Tom, Dick and Harry in this world. But no one is worried about Bhagavad Gita as it is. As it is. Great acharyas have given the translations who are there in Sampradaya, and you know what? That translation sometimes we can't understand. So they have given their purpose to how to understand that shloka also. So many people say, I read the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu, but I'm not getting it. You will not get it. Individually you can't learn. Only in Sampradaya you need to learn, and only from the devotees you need to learn. You need to understand. You need to try to understand what Bhagavad Gita is talking about. I have seen so many people in what are the limited space of 7 years of experience in my Krishna consciousness that they said, I learned Bhagavad Gita, I learned 7 to 8 times. I have studied 7 to 8 times. Even a learned person like great personalities also will not say that I understood Bhagavad Gita correctly. When you say that you understood Bhagavad Gita 100%, that means you didn't learn. You didn't understand. So, bottom line is, we need to ask, we need to understand on where to learn, knowledge where to gain from which sampradaya we need to gain from. We need to learn Bhagavad Gita only in sampradaya. Now, when we ask general people about God, what are the responses? Who is God? What are the general responses? Supreme?
He is the supreme power.
Supreme power. Okay, that's the right answer. Anything else? Creator, greatest creator. Anything else?
Name probably Krishna, Rama.
Krishna, Rama. Okay, anything else? Right? These are the general. God is love. God is light. God is nature. You know what? In US there is not US or Australia, Babylonians. I think Babylon. They worship sun as a god. They are tribals actually. They worship sun as a god. So each and every they worship God as a nature, God is a power, God is everywhere, everything. God is omnipotent, God is omniscient, omnipresent, God is you, God is me, God is infinite, God is etc. God is you, God is me, that's why we all are gods. There are some people like that also. I am God, you are God, we are all gods. Krishna also came, he also came. He was also living with us 5,000 years back. Yes, he came. But for God we never say that he born. For God we say he appeared with his own will. Apan ka birth forcefully hai. Bhagavan ka birth only when he wants he can come. That is the difference between human birth and God birth. Anyway, eventually we will see in the upcoming sessions. But there are so many slides, only half of it is completed at this moment. But we need to understand God is great, and as I said, how great is God? Most of them, they don't know the answer. So, no answer. So let me finish the ritual first. Let me get out of this trouble with God. Who knows, he might exist. Even rituals also they will do with fear. यार ये मम्मी डैडी फोर्स कर रहे हैं, उनके लिए एक बार करके जल्दी चले जाते हैं. अगर गॉड है तो वो फील तो नहीं होगा, राइट? फील तो नहीं होगा. Like that, we go on. No answer. There is again. I think I'm just trying to visualize the Asta Mataji. When this dialogue came, let me finish the ritual first. Let's not get into trouble with God. Who knows, he might exist. So yeah, with this here we close the session. I don't want to extend this any further. Next week we will continue this session. Next week we will close this session because we wanted to come to a conclusion, Prabhuji and Mataji, that we need to understand the God's definition. And does God exist as per scriptures? Not from the external parameters like media, movies, our celebrities, our role models. No. Sometimes our own parents also don't know. I don't want to blame them also, because they were not exposed to this knowledge. I was not exposed to this knowledge. So please try to understand, and we will surely close this session next Sunday, same time, same place probably. We'll logically prove that does God exist, or what are the criteria to say someone is God? What are the criteria? What can be the criteria? Any guesses? Do you know for getting into Infosys what are the criteria? Because I worked in Infosys, so I just wanted to. Do you know what are the criteria they kept for joining in Infosys? When I was there, I don't know whether it is there right now or not. They said the minimum criteria is you need to get minimum of 70% marks. BTech 70% marks, and you need to clear entrance test kept by them, and then the interview. These are the minimum, because if you are not getting above 70%, you will not even allowed to take test. That was the criteria what they kept. Similarly, what can be the criteria for someone to be called as a god? Any guesses? With this we will stop, but I just wanted to know what can be the criteria. Any guesses? गलत बोलने के लिए punishment नहीं है. What can be the criteria? Are you able to think what can be the criteria? Today someone will be coming. भगवान जैसे हमारे राजकीय नेता X. Is it Bhagwan word that cheap that any Tom, Dick and Harry can be prefixed with Bhagwan? Bhagwan word can be used only for one personality. That's it. No one else. What can be the definition of that Bhagwan? Guess. What can be the criteria for someone calling as a God?
Whose consciousness is at 700 level.
Whose consciousness is 700 level. Okay. 700%. Okay. Why only 700%? Why not 699%?
It was enough last session.
Anyway, yeah.
Somebody that transcends time, which means that they know like what was, what is, what will be, but not in the way like psychics claim.
I didn't get your word.
So the thing with human beings, right, is we're all in the flow of time.
Yes.
Right? We will be born, we are aging, at every moment we die,
Yes.
and eventually we will cease to exist
Yes.
in the form. That doesn't apply to God. He's beyond time in that sense.
Yes.
So that is one trait.
Yes, that's right. Anything else? You are right, Mati. You are right. I'm coming to that. Even running time, what running time? He can even stop the time. He can even. Do you know God has stopped the time? Do you believe? Yes or no? कौन believe नहीं करता है? Yeah, unnecessary इस पबजी से पंगा नहीं लेने का, unnecessary yes बोलने का. Right? Unnecessary tension को फिर yes बोलेंगे तो ये और एक को 10 minutes session बढ़ा देंगे. Okay, anything else? Good, Mother. Very nice answer, Mother. Yes.
To give Arjun Bhagavad Gita knowledge, he stopped time, and
Yes.
that's why he gave
Yes. He stopped the time. Yes. Most of the people don't know, Mother, that he stopped time. He can stop time. He stopped, in fact. Yes. Anything else? What can be the criteria for someone to be called as God?
The one who is not born with appears.
Who is not born is a intelligent. Yes, that is right. One is born, but one is not born but appears at his own free will. His own free will. किसी के force से नहीं. But he promised. Once in Brahma's day I will appear. Once in Brahma's day I will appear. करके उसने promise किया. But वो promise उसने किया है. भगवान जी ने किया. Anything else? What can be the criteria for someone to be called as God? इतना pin drop silence. I think प्रसादम time हो गया है.
Someone to be called actual God or like God nature?
No. God nature. See, Prabhuji's and Mataji's, being God and having a godly qualities is something different. Godly qualities anyone can have it. Actually, there was one Vijay Prabhu who was used to come earlier. Vijay Prabhu, and even I know I should not appreciate or tell great about Satya Prabhuji. I sometimes see God in him. He's having very godly qualities, very patient, very smooth. I see godly qualities in Satya Prabhu. He never misses my session. It's not that he never misses my session, that's why I like him. Okay, but he's having really godly qualities. So I really like him. Having godly qualities doesn't make any person God. No. Having godly person traits will never make a person God. No doubt about it. No. We will discuss that. We will discuss that logically. What are the criteria for someone to be called as God? Okay. Yeah. Okay. With this, I will stop. And any other questions, Prabhuji and Mataji, on the session? What happened today? Any questions till now?
I am just curious to know. You said there are 4 sampradayas.
Yes.
So when the knowledge is the same, why is there 4 sampradayas?
Very nice question. Very, very nice question. Knowledge is the same. Now, yesterday in Zenith, Anil Prabhu was there. When we were giving this session, one Mataji asked, she is a Punjabi by the way, she asked, I don't treat Krishna as Bhagavan. I don't treat Krishna as Bhagavan, she said. थोड़ा मेरे को दिल में दर्द हुआ और मैं सोच रहा था अब क्या बोलेगी मेरे को कृष्णा बहुत मुझे को वेरी टेंस सिचुएशन लगा दिया मुझे क्योंकि मेरे को थोड़ा डर लग रहा था अंदर तो देन शी ओपनड अप मैं कृष्णा को भगवान नहीं मानती मैं कृष्णा को अपना बेटे की तरह मानती हूँ so whenever I go I take Krishna deity along with me and all she says and why I quoted this example for your question is each and every sampradaya they have their mood in for serving Lord. They have their own mood in serving Lord. For example, if you see, it's a little bit advanced topic probably, but since you brought the topic, I am saying it. Sri Sampradaya, they more worship the Lord in more like a servitor mood, servant mood, and they always keep him at the top, and they always, what are the devotees coming on the Sri Sampradaya? They serve in the servitor mood. But in other sampradayas, they even serve him like Radha Krishna, and they serve him. Someone can treat with the mood of Krishna is my friend. He is always there with me. Krishna is my lover. Because even 16,108 wives were there for Krishna. You know who are those 16,000 wives? I know. They were sages in the earlier Yuga, and they were worshipping the Lord, and they were desiring to be his partners, lovers of Krishna. So for fulfilling their desire, everyone took birth and they became wives. Again, it's a long story. They were captured by one Rakshasa, and Krishna released them all, and he married all the 16,000 wives. So coming to your question, each and every sampradaya, they have mood in serving lordships. And again, we will see it in who is Guru and what. Each and every sampradaya is having 2 traits. One is worshipping in servitor mood, and one is worshipping deity form. And in Brahma Sampradaya, they are more into preaching. They are more into preaching, more into spreading the knowledge. Generally, you will not see, no offense into, because though we are from a different sampradayas, we work like brothers in propagating the knowledge of the God. If you see Sri Sampradaya, they will not go community to community, they themselves going and doing it like what we do, like what ISKCON does. Not like ISKCON does. ISKCON each and 2-3 भक्त भी मिल गए बस हमको एक कमरा काफी है बात करने के लिए, right? So like each and every sampradaya, they have mood, and we work together. Sometimes last time we had a Janmashtami. I am from ISKCON. I am from Brahma Gaudiya Sampradaya, but they allowed me to speak, right? In temple we spoke. We always work in as a brotherhood, but they have their own mood in worshipping the Lord.
The interpretations also differ then?
Interpretation in the sense, Mother?
Interpretation of the Bhagavad Gita or
No.
particular concept?
No. In interpretation wise, there is no difference. Whatever the knowledge one sampradaya is telling, it is matching with all other sampradayas. There is no division in Bhagavad Gita knowledge in under the 4 sampradayas. No. Any other questions, Prabhuji and Mataji? Thanks, Prabhu. Thanks for asking the question. Actually, it was a very advanced question what you asked. Yeah. Any other questions, Prabhuji and Mataji? Please. Yeah, Prabhuji.
So one layman question. So sorry before asking.
Here what?
The topic what we discussed today is does the God exist, right? So, does the God exist or does the Krishna exist?
Does the God exist only? God exists only. Does God exist? Krishna, logically, about Krishna, why Krishna, we will discuss in SSR-10 who is God. But even Bhagavad Gita and all other Vedas, we are treating as scriptures, and all this knowledge from scriptures only, we are trying to put it in presentation mode and see how best we can present.
So now all the religion gods are also comes under the main god.
All the religion gods means what are the religions?
Means let's say Hinduism or Christianity or Buddhism. So people believe and pray the god, right? So now the god you are talking about. So all comes under all the gods comes under that.
To this extent, for your question, for this knowledge, for this particular session, God. What are the general parameters of God? Now, since you asked it, he is the creator, supreme creator. Criteria is he should be the supreme creator, he should be the supreme controller, he should be the supreme proprietor, and he should be the supreme enjoyer. These are the 4 criteria for someone to be called as a God. Now, how it has come, logically we will prove in the next session. Next session, probably I would have loved to finish this session today itself, but it is a pretty long session, so I am breaking this session into 2 weeks. So it's only part 1 of Does God Exist. Part 2 we will see.
How do we know who is the supreme controller? We will get to know by the
end of this session. And surely Bhagavad Gita is the only basis. Bhagavad Gita is the only main basis for these sessions. If you say, I will not believe Bhagavad Gita, no, I can't help it. I don't believe in scriptures. No, I can't help it. Because whatever we are going to talk, we are going to talk from scriptures only. Scriptures only. We will not you ask me, Prabhuji, whatever you said, it is not there in scripture. Please prove me. You can ask. Okay? Yeah. Because Bhagavad Gita, since you asked Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Aham sarvasva prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddhamava samanvita. He says, I am the supreme God of all the worlds. We think that only this earth is the world, but material world and spiritual worlds, I am the dad. He says. No other God has an audacity, I'm sorry to use the word guts, to say that I am the God. No other. Even in Shiva Puran you say, no. Do you know all the scriptures are matched according to the consciousness, like Sattva Guna, Tamo Guna, Rajo Guna. Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam is a Sattva Guna scripture. Shiva Puran is a Tamo Guna scriptures. When I say Shiva Puranam is a Tamo Guna scriptures, it doesn't mean that scripture is Tamo Guna. It means that scripture deals with the people who are there in Tamo Guna. There is no disrespect to Shiva, Lord Shiva here. But we need to understand, similar to a hierarchy what we have in an organization, CEO, COO, HR, etc., etc. Similarly, we also have an organization. For this material world, father and mother are Lord Shiva and Parvati. But again, in turn, they report to ultimate authority. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mayadhyakshena Prakriti means in my guidance, Prakriti works, nature works. I know I'm discussing other session topics also here, but since Prabhuji asked, I'm saying, I don't know if I answered you, Prabhuji, but yeah. Okay. Any other questions, Prabhuji and Madhajis? Please, any other questions? Please come up. Okay. If no, then we can. Let me